It's the 11th of November 2014. Welcome to The Brief. Let's now take a look at the trending stories for today. Key opposition political parties and several civil society organizations laid the groundwork yesterday for a joint program on the basis of common goals, including the abolition of the executive presidency and the reinstatement of the 17th Amendment. A joint media briefing was held in Pitakote with the participation of key stakeholders in this endeavour.
මොන රටේද රටක් ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කරන ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවක් ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ?
In which country do they have a constitution that has been rejected by the country? The entire country is united in calling on the president, who has 2 more years in his term, to abolish the executive presidency and transfer executive powers to parliament as promised. If this government does not fulfill this demand, then at the upcoming presidential election, in order to have a common victory for the people, we will put forward a common opposition candidate acceptable to all, while maintaining the agendas of the individual political parties and work towards the victory of the policy rather than the individual. Abolishing the executive presidency, reinstating the 17th Amendment and changing the electoral system. We are all preparing to put forward a common candidate accepted by all, with the promise that this task will be completed in 6 months and that power will be transferred to Parliament. This government is the people. It consists of the Sama Samaja Party, the Communist Party and the Democratic Front. Many who raised their hands against this constitution are in the government. We invite all of them to join with us.
ඒ සඳහා අපිත් එක්කම එකතු වෙන්න කියලා.
එක පොදු වැඩසටහනක් අපිට තිබුණේ නැහැ. එහෙනම් මේ සංකේත රැස්වීමේ
We did not have a common program. This symbolic meeting marks an agreement on a common platform, and we are going to take the next step. We have all agreed, in addition to the abolition of the executive presidency and the formation of a government accountable to Parliament, to reinstate the 17th Amendment and introduce a proportional and first-past-the-post system to replace the preferential voting system.
දැනට අපේ පක්ෂය අරන්තියන් ප්‍රතිපත්තිය තමයි මේක අහෝසි කිරීමම.
The policy of our party at present is not simply the abolition of the executive presidency, but that its limitless power is harmful to the country. Powers have been granted in order to work in the interest of the country. The problem in our country is that although powers have been vested, they are not used in the best interest of the country. The president works for his own interest. That is why we say that there must be a referendum on whether it should be abolished or not.
The expenditure heads of the Ministry of Children's and Women's Affairs were taken up for debate in Parliament yesterday. Our viewers may find of particular interest the subject minister's stance on women who criticise him.
දේශපාලනයට කාන්තාව ඇයි යොමු කරන්නේ නැත්තේ කියලා අහනවා.
They are asking as to why women are not involved in politics. Honourable Chairman, if there are 13 women in Parliament who are like this, what would happen if you had 25 more? I would like not 25 but 30 to enter this chamber. But if we look at elections carried out at the provincial level, we have to force women to join us. They do not like to represent. I have analysed society, and I believe, Honourable Chair, that most of the women who oppose me here are women who have loved 10 or 12 men.
පිරිමියාට ආදරය කරොත් පිරිමියා හදා ගන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ පැතිකඩකට. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මේ සමාජයේ මම අධ්‍යයනය කරා. මට වැඩියෙන්ම විරුද්ධව කතා කරන කාන්තාව පිරිමින් 10-12 දෙනෙක්ට ආදරය කරපු අය කියලා මම හිතනවා ගරු කතානායකතුමා. ඒ නිසා එහෙම අය තමයි මේ අමාත්‍යාංශය විවේචනය කරන්නේ.
Just as a search operation for the missing in the Koslan, the tragedy came to an end. The Pusari or priest of the Mediabad, the Kovil, who was counted among the missing, reappeared. Speaking to News First, he expressed the following views.
I am the Pusari for the temple in this area. They claim that I was dead and were looking for me, and even the newspapers said that I was dead.
Up next is a look at the foreign exchange rates. Well, that's a wrap of this edition of The Brief. Remember, you can like, subscribe or even leave your comments in the comment box below. I'm Stephanie Lazarus, reminding you to always stay briefed.